Maayad ha adlaw alan. Good day everyone. Thank you for joining with me. I am Jade Luis Antonio, 5th year architecture, and my thesis title is Museo ta Amul, a proposed museum of 7 tribes in Bukidnon. Northern Mindanao is a region rich in culture, which can be seen in their numerous festivals. According to Wilson Live 2013, that one of the most popular festivals in the region is the Kaamulan Festival in Bukidnon. It is an ethnic cultural festival wherein people distribute a relative quantity of their time to recall the culture and traditions of the 7 ethnic tribes in this area. Bukidnon is the landlocked province in the Philippines that is located in northern Mindanao region, which is the province of Bukidnon. The name Bukidnon means highlander or the mountain dweller. Tourism in Bukidnon stated that the province is rich in cultural heritage as it has the living heritage of the 7 indigenous tribes, namely the Bukidnon, Higaonon, Manobo, Matigsalog, Talaandi, Tigwahanon, and Umayamnon tribes. Every year, the people of Bukidnon celebrate Kaamulan in Malaybalay City to showcase, promote, and preserve the cultural heritage of the 7 tribes in Bukidnon. Kaamulan is derived from the word Amul, which means together. Each of the tribe will present their preservations of their cultural or indigenous heritage through street dancing and performing in Malaybalay City grounds. They will showcase their harvest thanksgiving, wedding ceremonies, hunting style, peace pacts, and different kinds of rituals and the history of their tribe. According to UNESCO 2013, that Bukidnon is one of the traditionalistic ethnic groups in southern Philippines. The names of indigenous people in Bukidnon are derived from the rivers or watershed area that they inhabited. The Matigsalog, for example, are the people who live along the Salog River, and the Tigwahanons are natives who inhabited the banks of the Tigwa River. Moreover, their chief captain is called Datu, who is the political and spiritual ruler of each tribe. Datu is the one who resolves the arguments and gives judgment whenever their unwritten laws, called batasan, are violated. Also, the Datu had a great influence on the tribal and communal life of the Bukidnons. Apart from maintaining peace and order within the tribe, the Datu also performs rituals like the Panlisigan or driving away bad spirits, and Panumanuran called the entrance of spirits who guide the Datu in his decisions. In addition, the tribe in Bukidnon expresses their visual arts through weaving, crafts, earth painting, beadworks, patchworks, and embroidery. They are also using their creativity through the materials available in their place. View from the main entry. This is the main building, with the main lobby, painting gallery, sculpture gallery, temporary exhibition, Museo Pambata, research lab, administration office, cafeteria, and auditorium are located. The open park. This is a public open park where during normal days people can go and relish their time with their friends and families. The corridor. The weaving roof of corridor inspired from the river and watershed where the indigenous people reside is encompassed from main building around to the tribe's museum back to the main building. The uniqueness of each museum tribe buildings are the iconic patterns from their dresses that apply to the louvers in the facade. The colors of the buildings are neutral so that it will blend to the nature. The amphitheater. The concept of this amphitheater is the audience will sit to the ground to feel the performance and ambience of the nature. Looking at the structural, it was inspired by the tree trunk and branches to capture the concept of organic architecture. The Site Development Plan. The site is located at Barangay Kasisang, Malaybalay City, near the Malaybalay City Hall, about 200 meters away from the National Highway, and is directly connected to the Barangay Kasisang Road. Beside the site is the Kasisang Elementary School, and at the back is the Kasisang High School. The site is completely flat terrain according to the slope map given by the City of Malaybalay. Also, the site has a proper drainage connecting to the National Highway. The site is about 3 minutes ride from Malaybalay Bus Terminal. Looking at the site development plan, the road network is only accessed at the site of the development. This helps to promote pedestrian-friendly development, highlights people and their connectivity from one building to another, rather than take advantage of vehicle use inside the development. The design philosophy is bringing pattern with nature. Since the nature is my inspiration, so as I attain richness from it. And the design concept is reinterpret the iconic mountain heritage of the 7 tribes in Bukidnon through organic architecture. This interpretation from an altered perspective from the mountains of Bukidnon, where the 7 tribes reside, that bridge to organic architecture. The concept of the design promotes harmony between human habitation and natural world. There are 2 design inspirations in this concept, the headdress and the mountains of Bukidnon. The mountains of Bukidnon. Since the name Bukidnon means highlander or the mountain dweller, the design concept takes inspiration from the form of mountains in the Bukidnon, where most of the 7 tribes reside. Schematic. Initial schemes are visualized during the schematic design phase to experiment on possible building aesthetics, and the building form leads the way to consider the intended design concept. The headdress. The plan is integrating the iconic headdress of the 7 tribes in Bukidnon. The guard of the headdress served as the structural vertical post and top cord for the roofing structure. Also, every headdress has a unique design and pattern from their dresses that reflect each tribe. Their unique pattern applies in the louvers of each building. In addition, in a way of optimizing the function and aesthetics to follow the concept, at the same time providing shade to the building that incorporate the patterns of each tribe. The goal of this project is to showcase the culture, history, and ethnology of the 7 tribes of Bukidnon. Also, to give proper facilities and space for the artifacts of the 7 tribes that needs to be preserved and protected. Moreover, to give tourists a wide knowledge about the tribes and cultures of Bukidnon. At the same time, you'll relish the visit of the museum, in a way of creating inspiring galleries. Other than that, the project will serve as a public service role open to public participation and debate, as well as collaborating with other institutions. There are 3 environmental goals. First is to promote pedestrian-friendly development, highlights people and their connectivity from one building to another, rather than take advantage of the vehicle use inside the development. Second is to use environmentally friendly construction materials that are compatible with the surrounding conditions. And third, to promote the awareness of the 7 tribes in the preservation of their ancestral domain and cultural heritage, in a way to protect and promote sustainably manage the forest and combat desertification. Also, to stop the degradation of reverse land and halt biodiversity loss of the 7 tribes of Bukidnon. And there are 2 social goals. First is to inspire excitement and curiosity about history and culture of the 7 tribes in Bukidnon. And second is to provide inspiring learning opportunities for people of all ages in a way of engaging with the collections, exhibitions of the 7 tribes in Bukidnon. The economic goal: to improve and broadening of Bukidnon's museum touristic and cultural offer. Also, not only to benefit the touristic and cultural offer of the Bukidnon, but also the main character of the museum, which are the 7 tribes, to give them an income-generating program to help them earn and not rely on labor. And lastly, the architectural goal: to design a museum that will showcase the culture of each ethnic group through its regularity, continuity, and constant presence. Also, the museum will have a clustered flow of circulation, aiding people to interact to every culture and environment at the same time learning. There are 3 design goals: the site, the floor plan, and the facade. The design goal for the site is to design a museum that will connect the development to nature at the same time considering the security of the development. And for the floor plan, to have a clustered flow of circulation inspired by the mountains where the 7 tribes reside, aiding people to interact with space and nature at the same time learning. And for the facade, to design a museum that will be exquisite and welcoming through interpreting the geometric patterns of the tribes in the mountains of Bukidnon where the 7 tribes reside. The main building. Ground floor. On the ground floor, the red one highlights the main lobby. This is where the users pay their fees, surrender their things that are prohibited inside the museum. Near the main lobby is the pasalubong shop. Also, the Museo Pambata is located on the ground floor for the safety of the children. Outside the main lobby is the cafeteria. The access of the cafeteria is in the outside of the building to avoid traffic inside the main building. There are 3 fire exits. Since the ground floor caters more than 300 capacity, 3 fire exits are required for the fire code. Let's go to the second floor. At the second floor, all galleries are located: the painting gallery, sculpture gallery, and temporary exhibition. Now for the third floor. The research and offices are located together in one floor, which is the third floor of the building, for the safety of the artifacts stored and monitored by the researcher, and also to make the offices merge in one floor. Fourth floor is where the auditorium located. This is where an audience sits, as distinct from the stage, the area on which the performance or other objects of the audience's attention is presented. Fire exits are located at the rear and both sides of the auditorium. The elevation. The facade of the main building is also inspired by the mountain, and the geometric patterns are applied in the column and structure of the facade. I use the triangle shape because it is the common shape of all tribes, which gives an harmony to all designs. The 7 tribes floor plan. The 7 tribes floor plan have the same flow and spaces. The only difference are the items displayed. Highlighted space are the lobby of the entry and exit. This is the entry of the museum. At the entrance, the reception desk is located. This is where you surrender your things that are prohibited inside the museum. Upon entering the museum, you will first encounter the history of the tribe. This is where the profile of the Datu, their rules and law, and their dresses are located. Then the next gallery is the culture and beliefs. This is where you will see the rituals in their wedding, death, labor, and worshipping of their god called Magbabaya. Next to the culture and beliefs is the weapons gallery. This is where the hunting weapons and their protection to wild animals are displayed. Every tribe is known to have their talents in music. In this gallery, all their instruments are displayed in this area. All of the tribes are creative. They have their own way of expressing their talents through weaving, painting, sculpture. This gallery where their arts and crafts are displayed. Next to the arts and crafts are the relics of the tribes. This is where objects that are survived from an earlier time. After the relics gallery is where the exit of the museum is located. 20% of the floor area is covered by the storage. And lastly, the comfort room, which is located near the entry, so that the users will use this before entering the museum to avoid distraction while enjoying inside. The 7 tribes elevations. All of the facades of the tribal museum is inspired by the characteristics of a mountain. Looking at the vertical post, it was inspired by the guard of the headdress, and those louvers are the iconic patterns of each tribe. The amphitheater. The concept of this amphitheater is the audience will sit to the ground to feel the performance and ambience of the nature. Looking at the structural, it was inspired by the tree trunk and branches to capture the concept of organic architecture. A materials recovery facility is a specialized plant that receives, separates, and prepares recyclable materials for marketing to end users manufacturers. And the last building in the facility is the powerhouse. Powerhouse is where the operation and maintenance of the energy and electric current in the development. That would be all. Thank you so much, and may we all be safe in these trying times.